Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the NIMS Travel Channel. Today, we're going to be talking about using the simple responses sheet. So, sometimes you may notice when you send us a data call request, and we send out a sign-up sheet, and then once the respond by date has passed, you may notice that a particular conference did not meet the threshold for approval. If you get maybe 1 to 14 people signed up for a particular event and it's less than $50,000, you don't have to submit a package for DAA approval. So OMIs are able to approve conferences that are less than $50,000. So if there is a conference and the sign-up sheet is below the threshold, what you can do is from the NIMS conference and group travel site, we have a sheet you can click on, a link on the homepage. It's called NIMS Conference Travel Simple Responses Sheet. So with this sheet, which looks like this, NIMS Simple Responses, you would populate the conference name, location, all of the costs, how many attendees, and then you would include who the approving official, who the OMI was who approved this trip. Now, one thing I want to stress to you is that even though you're not going to send this to the DA for approval, we will still require a conference cost breakdown sheet and or a conference checklist, because in the event that NOAA Finance comes back and does a random audit for one of your conferences, we still have to show that we have kept and maintained the documents that are required for approval, even though the OMI could approve it themselves. So with that being said, this is a sheet, what it looks like. And then once the conference is ended, 5 business days after the conference is over, you would go back to this sheet and you would update the costs with the actuals for the conference. And you would also update the cost breakdown sheet with the actuals for that event. So we can keep that in the event that we're audited. So the only thing I would say about using the simple response sheet is that if the conference is a local conference and you have less than 14 domestic travelers, of course, we don't require a group travel request. Same thing for foreign, less than 8 foreign travelers, we will not need a group travel request. But if the conference is under 50K and you have 16 travelers for domestic or 8 for foreign, we will still require a group travel request form because OMIs are not authorized to approve group travel. But it's still a lot simpler doing it that way, just one form versus 4 or 5 different forms. So this is the sheet you would use, found from the NIMS conference and group travel site. It is a simple responses sheet. This is what it looks like. Be sure to get the approving official's name and the date they approved it. And then once it's over, you would come back 5 days post-conference, populate the actuals, and we save the records in the event that we're audited. So I hope that this was helpful to you. Oh, I'm sorry. One thing I wanted to mention also with the conferences that are under threshold is that I still record those on our master tracker. So if you notice there's one that did not meet the threshold, there'll be a comment under column M saying that it didn't meet the threshold. But we still keep those on there just in case, somebody wants to know about a particular conference. So I hope that this was helpful to you, and we will be making more videos to add to our new channel that cover all areas of conference, group, foreign travel. So if you have any questions, comments, criticisms, please feel free to reach out to me, Jeanette, at nims.group.travel@noaa.gov. Thank you so much, and goodbye.